I think we should start with the webinar. So hi everyone, good evening. I hope you all are doing well. Today I'm very excited because this is not just another webinar, it's a cooking demo. So I hope I'm back. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
No problem.
Okay. Yep. So hi everyone, good evening. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome Jayalaxmi. I'm excited to have you. And this is not just another webinar. Today we have Jayalaxmi with us, and we are about to see how to make vegan chicken biryani, right? So before going ahead, I would like to introduce my guest Jayalaxmi. She is vegan since 2014, so she has done a lot of experiment and veganized so many things. uh, she had few signature dishes and hot favorites: the mock meat biryani, raw vegan mac and cheese, and tofu ginger burger are among a few, right? And she also
The voice is breaking a little bit.
okay. Is it fine now?
Yeah, I guess there's some network issue from your side, so I guess that's why your voice is breaking.
Okay, I think it's fine now.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay, so I won't take much time since Jaya, you are here with us. I would like to give you this opportunity to introduce yourself and tell our audience about how you veganize things and everything.
Yeah, sure. So I've been a vegan chef for about 5 years now, and 5+ years odd. And I also ran like a small eatery called Granny's Bowl for those years. And I now work for the Animal Save movement. I also work for Sharon certifying vegan restaurants. So think you eat non-vegan, it's possible, in the vegan framework. So my mock meat biryani was something that was very popular. So today I'm very happy to showcase that recipe. And yeah, so let's get started if everyone's ready.
Definitely, we are
Yes, yeah,
excited
yeah.
too.
So
And you're
can we
right.
start? Yeah.
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll show you all the ingredients that we require for the biryani. I'll just this it out. So yeah. So now this is I've pre-fried some onions over here. That's so that just for garnishing. We've got some fresh mint over here. We've got oil. I've got rice, like long grain rice that has been pre-washed. We've got cashews. We've got saffron over here that's been soaked in warm water. Some extra saffron again for garnishing. Here's Good Dot. This is what we're going to use. This is a fantastic product. It tastes exactly like, like your mutton or chicken without having to kill any animal, of course. So that's the best part. So yeah. So I highly recommend using this if you want to feed your non-vegan friends, or if you're non-vegan yourself, do give it a go. You really would be impressed with it. And the masala that I love using is this one. This is called, you can use any biryani masala that you like, but this is my favorite, one of my favorites. So this is Shan Bombay Biryani Masala. And it's available in special stores, certain stores. We've got some salt. We've got some turmeric for coloring and seasoning. That's saffron here. We've got ginger garlic paste, a little bit of red chili powder. If you don't like too much of heat, then you don't have to use that. And this is our biryani masala, about 2 tablespoons. And these are our whole spices. Leaves, stage pata. We use some cinnamon as well for seasoning. And I use, this is it's called badi elaichi. So it's a larger variety of cardamom. So than your green cardamom, I highly recommend using the So it's perfect. And just a hint of mace. It's called in the too much of this because for your masala and for your rice, one's liver. And for the rice, you also should add star anise and cloves, lavang, what they call. So add lavang only in the masala, in the rice, sorry, not in your masala. Otherwise, you'll be overwhelmed with the spice. So that's cloves as well. And we've also, I love to add potatoes in biryani, but if you choose not to, I mean, I love the combination of the mock meat and potatoes. It's because potatoes, when you marinate them and then cook them in a biryani, it tastes fantastic. You have to try it at least once. Then we've got tomatoes here. I've got the mock meat here. I've broken it apart and break it with your hand because then it looks a little more meat-like, and for meat eaters especially. Vegetarians may not like it, but and I've already pressure cooked it. So you pressure cook it with just 1 cup of water. So today I'm showing you the proportions for exactly 250 grams of rice. But I usually make minimum 500 grams of rice or 1 kg. Because if you make very little, it will not give you the same feel. So just this 1 cup of water for 2 packets of good dirt.
Okay.
And I'll share the written recipe, so don't worry.
Yeah. Even I'm taking note.
Okay. And here's the onions. So you'll have everything in detail. So maybe I'll share it in this session itself or on WhatsApp. And here's a sliced onions. If you're going to slice your onions in advance, please make sure to oil it a little because it releases a certain fumes and stuff. So you don't want your stomach to get upset. So I've oiled it in advance, so there'll be no tummy upset or anything. Yeah. So now, because the first thing to do always is prep your water for the rice. Then you start with your marination, masalas, whatever it is. Ideally, marination should be done at least for 2-3 hours in advance. But when you're starting to make your biryani, first keep your water for the rice. I'll just place the tripod here. Is everything visible? Let me know, yeah?
Yes, Jaya, perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfectly, right? So there, water is boiling already. Now to this, I'm going to add tej pata or bay leaves. Just 1 cinnamon stick is enough. It's enough even for half kg actually. But if you like more flavor, you can add more. We're going to add some badi elaichi or the large cardamom. I'm going to add star anise. I love the flavor of that. We're going to add some cardamom, green cardamom. And about 2 cloves, lavang.
Okay.
And just a hint of javantri, this mace. You add that. And then we add, before we add the rice, add half a teaspoon of oil. Oil will help it avoid it from clumping and getting mushy. Now, we usually take excess water compared to the amount of rice because we are going to drain the rice away. Now, to this, we're going to add about 2 teaspoons of salt. As you can see, it's like boiling away. Now it's ready for the rice to go in. And you add the rice slowly. If they don't, try to drain off all the water from the rice as far as possible. Even if you can't, add it in slowly so the temperature of the water doesn't change. So we're adding that in. And we let it boil now. And please don't overboil your rice because we want it to infuse when we assemble the biryani. So right now, if you see already the temperature has gone down, which is fine, it will boil away. So in the meantime, while that's boiling, we'll start preparing our marination. I usually marinate overnight, but you can choose to marinate 3 hours in advance or whatever is comfortable for you. Oh, I forgot the very important ingredient, which is rose water.
Oh,
This adds a really nice flavor,
wow.
but all again up to you. If you don't like, you want just spicy, nice biryani, then you have that. But I like the combination of rose water in my biryani.
Wow.
So now we've got a mock
Even-
meat.
Mhm.
Yeah, you must try everything once. So
Komal,
I would say
can you put yourself on mute? Actually, the thing is, when you're speaking now, the video changes. So, and I'm not getting an option to pin Jaya's screen. So that's why.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep myself on mute and yeah.
if somebody has questions, we can take it towards the end if it's disturbing. Or
No, yeah, we can take that later at the end.
okay, so I've added the pre-boiled, pressure-cooked meat, mock meat. Now to this, we're going to add potatoes. And then we added tomatoes. Next, we're going to add some ginger garlic paste. And we add some red chili powder. And we add some turmeric. Not all this. Some of the turmeric is for coloring the rice. I'll show you what I do with that. So we added that. And now for the masalas, I marinated with the whole spices as well. So in goes our badi elaichi, cardamom, 1 cinnamon stick, and a piece of mace, Javintri. And you can add a little bit of this pre-soaked saffron here. We'll add it later when cooking as well. Now you mix it all up. And at this stage, you can also add a little bit of salt. The mock meat comes pre-marinated with some salt of its own. And even the biryani masala I use has some salt, but you need a little bit, just a little bit of salt for the potatoes and the other masalas. And you mix it in. Mix it in really well and mash up the tomatoes. They should break down the mock meat. The tomatoes have to break down the mock meat, break down the potatoes. So really go in there and mix it well. I usually go in with my hands, but right now I don't want to gross you all out, so I'm using a spoon. While we're doing this, I also want to tell everyone to please endorse the plant-based treaty. It's on plantbasedtreaty.org. So it's really going to help us, appeal to governments and ask them to stop the constant deforestation, killing of animals, opening more slaughterhouses, Basically, we need to take care of our planet. So please endorse it. We'll send you all the link later on if you can't do it right now.
I will share now.
So now it already smells really good. Yeah. So that's ready to sit. We'll let that be for a bit. Here my rice is boiling away. So I'm going to turn the heat off. 1 big boil is all you need. Give me 2 minutes. And that's it. You drain it off immediately and put it into a strainer like this so that all the excess water gets off like this. And now we'll start by cooking our masalas. And very important, please marinate for a long time. Right now, today I'm not marinating because we don't have that much time to wait for an hour, obviously. So we'll just cook immediately to show you what the process is. So we add a tablespoon of oil. And then we add a marinated, well marinated mock meat, potatoes, masalas, everything. Looks good already, doesn't it? Now we're going to start sauteing. So making biryani is not a complicated process, but it's just that the number of ingredients are a lot, so people get overwhelmed, but it's actually very easy to do if you plan in advance. Now this particular mock meat, actually it has more of the texture of a mutton, but you also get a chicken version from Good Dirt. So you can try that out if that's what you prefer. So even when you're cooking this up, you need to make sure you break it down really well. So the tomatoes should get dissolved really well. That's when you know you've cooked it up well. And at this stage takes about 5 minutes. You don't have to cook it to the point where the potatoes get completely boiled. That's not what we want, because we want the potatoes to cook as they get steamed over time. So now it started to sizzle. We add a little bit of the saffron water here to keep some for later. And if you see, as the water keeps draining off from the rice, it also starts opening up and fluffing up really well. So that's really nice. Oh, I forgot. You also need to add saffron in the rice, which I forgot to do at this point when boiling. So please make sure you do that. Now at this point, we add some cashews, just a little bit. And mix it in. You can totally make oil-free version also of this. Instead of mock meat, if you want to use mushrooms, you can use that. If you want to use tofu, you want to use any other vegetable also, it works. But follow these seasonings and you'll be good. So the flavors are really coming out, and now we take some fresh mint and we add it in. Please don't chop up the mint. Let the mint be a little whole as it is, because it then tends to taste bitter. So whole fresh mint is what you want. There you can see it's breaking down well now. So this is the only process that takes a little time. You need to make sure that it breaks down well. And now we add a little bit of rose water. Now all through this process, we're going to add rose water a couple of times. I'll show you when. So a little bit during this process. Stir it in. And now we'll transfer this, because I'm using the same dish to assemble our biryani. So that's why I'm transferring. But you can totally use another dish. So ideally, since I'm doing a very small portion, we're using this. But a nice big large pot with lots of space is what you need when you're making half a kg of biryani. And there should be enough of a gap between where the rice ends and the amount of steam that, open space for steam. So we transfer this. Next, you lower your heat. We add a little bit of oil, just a little. And we add our onions. Now, usually people fry all their onions, but that's not what I do. What I do is just saute up the onions just for about a minute. And I'll tell you why. We keep it on medium and saute onions. You just saute it till it kind of gets a little soft. In fact, even if it's just fresh cut and crisp like this, it's absolutely fine. So the reason I've experimented with biryani so much, and the reason I like to do this is that I layer this, the bottom layer of my biryani is all these onions, kind of almost raw onions that are oiled and salted a little. Then I layer on the masala, and then I layer on the rice. So what happens is, by the time these onions get caramelized, you know that your biryani is done, because that's exactly how much time it will take you, about an hour to 15 minutes. So once this is caramelized, all the masala gets carried along the layers right up to the top, and then you're done. So it's sizzling a little. And we add a pinch of salt, because otherwise the onion portion tastes too sweet, because onions naturally get caramelized and sweetened up. So you just add a pinch of salt here. So once it's a little soft like this, we just flatten it out. Am I audible?
Yes, Jaya, you're audible.
Okay.
But in between your video has got freezed.
Yeah, that's what I just noticed. It's frozen. Hang on.
But you are definitely audible.
But the video is not moving yet, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Good. Okay, now give it.
Now
Yeah.
we can see.
Yes.
Yeah. So then we flatten off our onions. Just press it down a little so that it forms a nice even layer. So this will stop your masala, your rice, everything from burning up. So that's the other advantage of doing this. Sorry. Now that we've got that going, we reduce the heat. And now we add our masala, a nicely cooked masala. And you don't disturb the onion layers, please. Just spread the masala gently. It's very important because you don't want your mock meat to burn up.
This already looks so tasty.
It smells good already. So, and now we add the
Wow.
rest of our saffron. We add some cashews. We add a little bit of fresh mint. And we add some pre-fried onions, just a little bit. This is purely for garnishing purpose. And some rose water. Rose water will really soften the, make it a little mild, the spices, otherwise they get too much. So once that's done, you add in your rice. And again, without disturbing, you just layer it out gently. Once you assemble your biryani, it's very important that you cook on a very, very low heat, like the bare minimum. Sometimes even the lowest is not the best. So make it like almost going, turning towards going off. So that's your sweet spot there. And now do this. You can totally skip on the excess cashews if you don't like it, but I prefer it. So it just is rich and nice. And of course, make sure you have lots of hungry tummies to feed because it's a lot of food.
Right.
Because biryani is something that you can't make. If you make like just one portion, it just doesn't have the same taste as compared to when you make like half a kg or 1 kg. So we added some mint here and some onions. Now I'm going to show you how to color the rice up. So for the rice, you can take a little tiny bowl or something like this. We take this turmeric. You add a bit of saffron. And then you add a bit of rose water. So instead of using those chemical red and orange colors, you can add this. Don't make it too thin because otherwise it will be like a very mild color.
Okay, a little liquidy consistency.
Yeah, a little liquidy. This kind of consistency. And you Just layer that on top. Just add it in one line because you don't want all the rice to go yellow. Just some of it. And just add a little bit of oil on top of that. And then your rose water. So there your biryani is ready to be all steamed up, dummed up, and we now cover it.
Yeah.
Now, if you see, that's the flame, but I'm going to reduce it to like real low. This is high, so we go. Like almost ready to go off this low. So that's a good temperature for your biryani. And now you leave it undisturbed for at least 1.5 hours. And keep checking in between, maybe every half an hour. Check and see if it's okay, that it's not burning up. If you feel that it's kind of getting a little too singed down, then you add some rose water from the top. So from the top, you just sprinkle some rose water here and around, and you're good. Just sprinkle so it will not get heated up. And I already made some biryani in advance, so you can see what
Oh,
the final
wow.
result is. Yeah, so this
my
is what
God.
it looks like.
Oh my God. Mouth watering, actually, it looks. Damn.
So your marination should have the biryani masala as well. I forgot to mention that. So
Oh,
all the
okay.
marination happens in it, away from the gas, and then you just, so we just take that off like this, and you plate it. So you get all the layers. I mean, this, you can fool anyone with this biryani because it resembles a regular
Absolutely.
biryani. Yeah. So you add some mint if you like, and some fried onions. And you're done. You're ready. Here's your perfect biryani ready.
Oh my God. No one can say that it's a vegan biryani.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, I'm sweating away, but yeah. So yeah. So do let me know. And did everyone like the recipe? Anything you think that, suggestions, everything, do tell me.
I
I
absolutely
have no
loved,
question.
I have never used cashew nuts and rose water in my biryani. And
Yeah.
also, there were so many different things like, I love that you mentioned that we have to take care of the layers and, the coloring, how you did it all. So it was very different. I mean, I've never tried this kind of biryani. So I am for sure like gonna try
Going
this
to try.
one.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
And
have a
everyone
question.
can try it. Yeah, sure. In fact, everyone can unmute your mics also and maybe ask.
Yes, yes, you all are welcome. So I'm just adding all of you in the
If
panelists
you don't
and
have,
you will be able to
yeah.
ask.
Yeah.
Asta, go ahead. Asta, go ahead if you
Are
have
you
any
asking
questions.
something?
My question is, how do you make such amazing biryani?
With practice, and everyone can make it. So the more you practice, the better you get at it. That's it.
I hope you can get it to the outreach tomorrow.
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll bring it to the outreach tomorrow because there's so much. So yes.
Lucky you, Asta, lucky you. I wish I was there. So, Jaya, we have one question for you. SN is asking, this looks amazing. And how
Yes.
do you know when to stop cooking? So, I think,
Like I
SN,
said, for half a kg biryani, you need at least 1.5 hours. So you know when to stop cooking when your rice is perfectly cooked. You can totally taste it. And you need to make sure that your bottom layer of onions are completely caramelized. The mock meat is already pre-pressure cooked, so there's no worry there. And the potatoes cook very fast anyways because and they're pre-marinated. So no worries there as well. What you need to be concerned about is your rice and your onions, the bottom layer of onions. So make sure the bottom layer of onions are like nicely caramelized. That's important.
Ah, right. So I'm adding few people to the panelist, and you guys can ask Jaya any question if you have regarding this biryani and how to do it. So yeah. Also, we will, share this link, plant-based treaty endorsement link. So guys, it's a request that please sign up for that. And very soon, Jaya, I'm sharing the link with all of them in the chat section.
Okay.
Kishore, Miloni, SN, if you guys have any questions, please ask there.
Any doubts in the process that you didn't understand, do let me know.
I have taken few notes, so I am for sure, ready to try this next weekend.
Yeah.
And for
No,
sure,
in the
this
written recipe, I've written complete details, so you won't have to worry about it at all. So
wow, that would be
yeah.
helpful, Jaya. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, asking written recipe. It looks delicious. Yeah, Jaya will be sharing the written recipe, guys. So no worries. Also, you will get this video on YouTube and on Facebook and Instagram page. So if your friends have missed it, or if you want to go back and check it, how what to put, and दोबारा अगर किसी को देखना है, so just go to our socials.
They get to vote again.
Yeah, so we'll put the recorded one of this one.
Right.
All right, I'm just quickly pasting the link, plant-based treaty sign up link. Till then, guys, just feel free to put your questions in the comment section or ask Jaya directly. So Jaya, what's the best part of making this vegan chicken biryani? And how do people react when you, make them taste your vegan biryani?
I've actually given it to a lot of non-vegans, and they've really, like, many people don't believe that it's, it's not meat or something.
Oh
like that.
my God.
That's the best part. But very important that you follow the process. By process, I mean one is to boil the mock meat, like pressure cook it in advance, because it tenderizes it, so it's not like extremely chewy. And follow the process well, like marinate it in advance, because like if you miss out on certain key things, then you might not have the same result. So boiling is very important, marinating is very important, and yeah, make sure you use the right spices and everything. So you can totally use your own biryani masala as well. You can use something, I think Everest masala is also really nice. So, but I swear by this Shan biryani masala. So yeah, and you can make your own biryani masala as well.
Really, we can make that as well.
Yeah. In fact, one of my colleagues had done an outreach, and we had ordered not from me, but we had ordered mock meat biryani from someone else. And there were non-vegans selling non-vegan fare at the stall.
Jay, you're not audible. I'm so sorry. You're on mute, I think. Jay, I think you're on mute. I'm so sorry. You're not audible.
So easy to recognize just about anything. There are so many amazing products in India now. There's no excuse anymore not to go vegan. So right from sausages to mock meat to everything. So if anyone here is non-vegan, please do consider it. You can take down my number, ask me for tips, anything. I mean, I've done whatever I know, whatever research I've done, I'm very happy to share. So yeah, that's it.
Wow, that's really considerate of you, Jaya. Thanks for just sharing this. That's really helpful, and I really appreciate you have taken out this time, and I could see that you're sweating right now. So
I'm sweating like crazy. I usually don't sweat, but because I have to close everything in. Yeah.
Oh, I completely get it. I mean, it means a lot, I'm glad we have people like you who make it possible that, we need not to hurt anyone. We can have our favorite version of any food. Because people think that, okay, going vegan or plant-based is a kind of restriction. They have to sacrifice their favorite food, but here we are. Jay is
That's
here.
not the case. I'm a hardcore foodie, and I always was a hardcore foodie, and I was non-vegan myself. So when you remember have memory of the taste, it's actually, you realize that all the flavor and everything comes actually from the spices, the preparation and all that. So
Exactly.
it's not about the meat or the dairy alternative. It's about all the other things is what add flavor, because on their own, none of those things taste great anyways. So it's not difficult. In fact, I think it's an expansion of your diet when you go vegan. You're
So right.
eliminating maybe 2-3 things, but you're including so many fascinating things to your diet which are good for your health, good for everything. So why not do it? You know,
I agree.
having,
So right.
yeah.
People
So
say
yeah,
that,
please.
hey, it doesn't taste like real meat or same I mean same taste, but I'm like you said, if you are eliminating few things, you're adding few more, so it's, even if it's
Yeah,
different, doesn't matter, because you are experimenting. When you go vegan, you
exactly.
experiment a lot, and you get to taste, you get different flavor and
Yeah.
taste. So it's anyway like
I have,
vegan.
yeah. No, sorry, I was saying that I have tasted mock meat that tastes scarily close to real meat. Like scarily, which, and I personally don't want to eat that because it tastes so crazy, but people really want that. If you there are lots of brands in Indonesia which will make it taste exactly the same. So if you really desire that same taste to that extent, then you can totally get it. You research and all that, you will get something or the other in the market. And very soon all of these products will be available in India, like fake crab and things like that. So, and while it's, maybe some people say that it's not good to eat fake foods and stuff like that, but if they're made out of good ingredients, and if it's going to save an animal, I would say please totally do it, at least through your transition period. Then you can, like all of us vegans have gone through a process. We start with eating junk food, then we start eating raw foods, and we doing all those things, and then you want to get better and better in your health. So you go through a process. It takes time. So mock meats are very good for people who want to transition, and even for us, like when we want to indulge in once in a while, it's perfectly fine to have it. So as long as you're eating, and a good dot in particular I really love, because it's made out of really good ingredients. It's made out of flax seeds, it's made out of quinoa, they have some gluten, soy, different things in it. And I'm someone who's sensitive to gluten, but I can still eat it. So to me, that's a sign that okay, that's a good product. I digest it well. So
I mean, no reason to continue eating meat. You have like mentioned
yeah,
all the points. So right. I mean, it's win-win for our health, for people who can't give up meat, and yeah, everything is
yeah,
available. Like we are living in 2022, so everything
yes,
is available.
exactly.
If someone who is addicted
Yeah,
to eating,
yeah,
habitual of eating real meat, and like you said, people who are
yeah,
health conscious, who wants to make
yes.
sure that they're eating healthy. So even the mock meat, it's made from plants, and
Yeah.
no,
There's
like
so
no
many
worries.
amazing jackfruit options and so many things. So you can totally choose that. Miloni is asking what made me encourage me to go vegan.
Yes.
Actually, the only reason I could go vegan is for the animals. There's nothing else that would have encouraged me. My health was fine, everything was perfectly fine. So I went because it started with watching Earthlings, and then I attended this course called SSY, where some in Dubai, and someone spoke about the horrors in the milk and dairy industry, and where they spoke about how even chickens are being produced without feathers and without heads because we're producing only the parts that we as humans require. That did it
Exactly.
for me. I was like, that's it. And I used to love eating KFC. I was like, what has humanity come to, that we're abusing animals to such an extent that we're producing only the parts that we want, and not recreating the parts that are, so that was horrifying to me. So that's it. That made the switch in my head. So, and still it took me 1 year to give up cheese. I didn't like milk or anything like that, but cheese took me 1 year until I found a cheese option. So,
Oh.
but now I don't care about cheese anymore. So it's straight, so that's how, like cheese options. I don't care about getting even vegan cheese so much. If I have it, I love it, but I'm not obsessed with the thought of, okay, I have to have my vegan cheese or something. Yeah.
Ah.
And there's so many amazing vegan cheese available as well in the market. So yeah.
Right, right. They are available in the market, and also people make it at home. So but definitely,
Yes.
there's no lack of options now.
Yeah. And we're not asking people to only buy vegan products. You can totally use everything that you have at home. I used to make a cheese out of watermelon seeds, and that was fantastic. It was great for lasagnas, for pizzas, for sandwiches. It used to melt and stretch and everything. So maybe next time I'll, do a session on that. So we can show you all that as well.
Sure, sure, Jaya. We would love to have you. And
Yeah.
I really appreciate, really kind-hearted you are that you said that you're vegan for ethical reasons. Jaya, I want to ask, have you been like cooking for long, or like after going vegan, you started like
Yes.
experimenting and cooking?
Actually, I started experimenting a lot only after going vegan. Before that, I used to cook like once in a while when I felt like it, maybe once in a month or something like that. I wasn't someone who used to cook all the time.
Okay, okay.
But going vegan encouraged me to experiment more and more and more. I mean, I experiment to the extent that I opened a restaurant as well. So,
Oh my
there was like,
God.
I was like, I said going vegan was not good enough. We also need to provide solutions, because people are lost. And it's like, what do we do? We go vegan? Yes. Okay. You told us these are the perils. Now we want to go vegan. What after that? We need to provide solutions. And now there are incredible solutions all over the world. So even a small city like Pune has vegan butter, vegan cheese, vegan ice cream, mock meats, and vegan restaurants and cafes everywhere have it. So there's no excuse at all.
See, what not? Everything is available.
Yeah. And it's fun. I mean, it's fantastic taste and flavors. So why not?
Absolutely, Jay, absolutely. So, before we end this, webinar, let me quickly share the plant-based treaty endorsement. Till then, could you please tell us more about it? I'm just pasting the link. Meanwhile.
Yeah. So the plant-based treaty is something that we put forth in the UN, and we want this is through the SAVE movement, the animal SAVE movement. You're welcome. So we want people to endorse the treaty because it's going to encourage governments to take notice, take stock of what is happening, right from raising forests. We don't want that. We want to see fantastic nature all around us. So we don't want any more redevelopment. We don't, and we want to stop, uh, slaughtering of animals. I mean, that's where it starts, and the demand can happen only when we as individuals, like corporations, are going to keep producing something unless we stop the demand. So the moment we stop demanding animal products is when big corporations will also say, okay, the power is honestly in our hands. So the street is about endorsing that. We're asking cities to endorse it, businesses, but individuals is what matters the most. We, the general population, if we endorse it, like, and spread the word, is when we can bring about systematic change. So it's about bringing proper policy change so that we stop mass destruction and killing at such a large scale. So that is what the treaty is about in a nutshell. But do read about it, and it's also about reforesting the earth. We want people to start reforesting the earth. The slogan, to put it in a nutshell, which I love, is eat plants and plant trees. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's may sound it's a very simple line, but and it's very easy to do. But yeah, people take a long time to understand it.
Hmm.
That's all you have to do: eat plants and plant trees. That is it, and we'll have a
Wow.
fantastic planet in our hands. So that's it.
Absolutely. After all, we just have one planet, and I think
Yeah.
it's somewhere our responsibility to, take these things into consideration. That
Yeah.
the kind of food choices we are making today, are they impacting our planet, in our environment, and our health, and of course our fellow beings, animals. So definitely,
Yes.
guys, switching to plant-based diet, going vegan is win-win for health, planet, and animals. So,
Yeah.
right, absolutely. The link has been shared in the chat section. I request all of you to please, just visit the
Please visit it.
website,
Yeah.
endorse. Yes, yes.
Great. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. for patiently waiting while we started. And I hope you'll enjoyed this session, and I'm surely going to plan much more. And please do spread the word whenever we have these workshops. Like the more people we have, the more fun it also gets. And that, and please spread it especially among your non-vegan friends. So that is
Right.
very important.
Thank you, Jaya. Thank you so much for being
Thank you,
here.
Komal.
I
Thank you.
am really
Yeah.
grateful that you're here, and for sure, I promise you, next time we will have more audience, and for sure, this link is going everywhere. I
If
mean,
there was one person, I would do it. So don't worry about that at all. I'm not worried.
your kindness, Jaya, your kindness, really, so kind of you. But definitely, we are just ready to share this link with our friends, non-vegan friends. I was telling everyone, hey, you were saying that chicken and vegan chicken, but I'm just excited to show you, show you a video that what you have done here. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming. I really hope to
Yep.
see you in future as well. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, everyone, who came in.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, Jaya.
Thank you, Jaya. Thank you, Komal.
Thank you, Asa.
Thank you,
Bye.
Aksha. Bye.
Bye.
And please do share my number as well. If anyone needs help, I'm happy to help them.